questions like and notes. So I'm trying to like locate them, but I see we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Love Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. I am Shon Williams, aka Mr. President, and this is the Safe Room, a safe space for entrepreneurs and business owners here in Toronto to share their personal stories. And today I have a very special guest. I'm glad to have her on the show because we kind of go back a little bit from a program we took. I think it's 2 years ago, I believe. So
Time flies, right? Time
I mean,
flies.
I echo that sentiment right there. Yeah, time has flew. But ladies and gentlemen, just to give a little quick rundown, the guest I have today, she's the founder of Sugar Plum Scrubs, excuse me, a natural skincare brand handcrafted with homegrown lavender. Let me repeat that one more time. Homegrown. All right. None of the weak stuff that you're getting in other places. This is homegrown from the heart, from the root, straight from Glencoe, Ontario. And I would tell you guys this. Think luxury meets the garden with a Caribbean twist. Bars. Absolute bars. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Miss Eshe Simba. Eshe, how's it going?
Things are good. Things are good. I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time coming, and I've heard so much about your show already, so I'm excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited that you're here as well. And like I mentioned in the beginning, we took Urban Res a couple years back, and just seeing you evolve over time has just been fantastic. It's been amazing to see. I know you are someone you're a go-getter. You're trying to figure out just the next steps, how you want to succeed in your business. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm really excited for our conversation.
Thank you. And likewise too, because you've grown like a lot since I met you back at Urban Rise. So clearly there was use in that program. So shout out to the BBPA and to Urban Rise Solutions
Yeah,
for
shout out to Urban Rise.
yeah.
I know we have like a very supportive group as well, because I remember when we were there taking all the weeks, the messaging was going crazy in
Yeah,
the group chat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We need a reunion stat. So calling out to everyone in that group chat, we're gonna have to do something this summer because
Mhm.
we had there were a lot of vibes in that group for sure.
100%. So if you're watching, listen, we need to make something happen. We need to make something happen.
Be another gala or something.
Uh-huh, 100%. Okay, but like I mentioned, we're going to talk a bit more on Sugar Plum Scrubs, how you got started, talk a bit more about self-care, because self-care is the best care. And I know for a lot of us, especially entrepreneurs and business owners, we need that self-care. We need to treat ourselves. We need to make sure we're not burning out. We're not
Yes.
experiencing times of just depression, because again, it could be a lot. So finding ways to practice self-care. We're going to talk a little bit more about your products. It's just going to be a vibe. It's going to be a vibe for this conversation. So I hope you're ready for the questions I got prepared. But before we get
Mhm.
into that, we got to start with our opening segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a main staple. You love it. You love it every single week. It is the hot seat. Now, don't worry, Ashley. It's nothing scary. I know the name sounds intimidating, but it's nothing crazy. All I'm going to do is ask 4 questions, and I want you to answer them to your best abilities. Okay?
Ready.
All right, perfect.
Mhm.
So, question number one. So, outside the
Mhm.
work that you do, tell me something about yourself in one sentence.
Outside of the work that I do, something about myself. Um, so I love traveling, right? And specifically to countries where there are a lot of people of African descent. So far I've traveled to Tanzania, Rwanda, Senegal, and then of course, because I'm Caribbean, Jamaica and Barbados and places like that. And so I really love traveling. I love the sun, everything tropical. Love that. The beach. Um, and yeah, I don't like winter, but yet I am a winter baby. So that's something about me that is unrelated to my business. Sort of, kind of,
I
sort of.
like that. I like that. Is there any particular place you travel where you had high expectations, but then it was just a huge letdown, in your opinion?
You know what? The reason why that's such an interesting question, my answer is no. Because every time I travel, I like to travel with an open mind. I'm definitely a very flexible, very patient person. So, when traveling outside of Canada, because I feel like of my Caribbean roots, I find that everywhere I go, I feel at home. Um, so I haven't been let down yet in terms of safety, in terms of people being welcoming. Like everywhere that I've been has been amazing. Nothing short of
I
it.
like that. Yeah, like you're
Mhm.
very optimistic when you travel. I know for some
Exactly.
folks, it's like, listen, I'm expecting good things, like, especially if you get recommendations from
Yeah.
people. It's like, listen, you're
Yeah.
telling me to
Yeah.
spend like money, and
Yeah,
it's like,
I kind of go blind. I go completely blind. I'm not the person who's gonna check all the Google reviews, who's gonna look at. I go completely blind, and like nothing can phase you when you do that. You just be like, oh my god, this is new, this is different. So, yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so my second question, what is a piece of advice you've given to someone pertaining to self-care? It could be something as simple as just like, hey, I think you should just take some time off, or maybe one of
Mhm.
the advice you gave is probably related to the work that you do. Like, but what is like one thing that you could remember in terms of giving advice to someone pertaining to self-care?
Um. So oftentimes we think about self care and we think of the expensive fun things, the luxury items, the travel and so on. What we usually don't think about is the fact that self-care is also about like holding yourself accountable and the shadow work and stuff like that. So my answer to this, I recently read a book called The Magic of Thinking Big. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I see a lot of I definitely seen you emulate some of the characteristics in this book, so I highly recommend. Um, Basically, it's the importance of like having goals that you set because a big part of um, self care is knowing where you're heading. Because when you have a goal or you have a destination, you're more likely to get there, and feeling as though you've accomplished something is a big part of self care, right? So just goal setting and really learning how to do it and being honest with yourself and following through, that is a big part of self-care. And that goes for like anything you do. It could be, it could be skincare, it could be self-care in the sense of, eating or health, but like goal setting is huge.
I think that's super important. Even like what you stated at the beginning, a lot of people assume that self care has to be this very expensive, luxurious approach where like
Exactly.
you have to like spend so much, chop off an arm and a leg just to feel relaxed. But sometimes
Exactly.
self care
It's not like that.
can be something completely different to anyone. It really depends. So
Exactly.
I definitely see what you mean. I feel like again for a lot of entrepreneurs or business owners we're so fixated on just working and we want to succeed. Of course, we want to succeed in the work that we do, but we never take the time to, just pause and take a break. Like, even for myself, that's why I took that 4 to 5 month hiatus off of social media because I realized, sure, I got a great thing going, but I'm tired. like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah. And intention is a huge part of it, right? Like if we don't know, it's one thing to set goals in your business, but if you don't set self-care goals or health goals or um, you know, how are you going to manage your business goals if you don't have any goals for yourself or for, family? And I think there was a program that really highlighted that for me, an entrepreneurship program that talks about, yeah, you have your business, but like you're a human too. You have needs too. So you have to um, be intentional about that.
definitely 100%. Okay, third question.
Mhm.
An interesting fact that you rarely share about yourself.
Mm. An interesting fact that I rarely share about myself. I'm also a suicide prevention trainer. So I spend a lot of time um, in kind of the mental health sphere. And I don't share that often. Usually I talk more about the fact that I work in insurance, but I don't usually let people know that I do suicide prevention trainings as well.
All right. Do you feel like when you bring that up to someone, does their mood immediately changes? Like, oh, like do you get that sense where it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
like it's what I do, but it's like you don't have to like make a huge reaction about it, or just like, oh, okay, like, oh, so you deal with. Like, what would you say about it? Like, when people get that reaction to like,
Yeah.
oh, you do suicide prevention training.
People do respond in various ways. I find because of the type of person that I am, I don't ever make it sound like it's like a huge deal. Um, Suicide prevention is one of those things that's a heavy topic, and um, a lot of people have interacted um, with mental health challenges in different ways. So you never really know in what way that information will touch them. But what I do find that happens, they usually ask me, "Oh, that must be really difficult work. Like that must be really hard." And what I say to that is, it's like, no, it's like it's hard work. Like it makes me feel good to know that I'm helping people have conversations that they wouldn't otherwise have, and making it easier for them to do that. And like you save lives, right? When you take a training, or when you're delivering that training to people who are learning how to have these conversations, it's like you're saving people. So um, that's usually how I help people, relax a bit when I bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just gotta commend you because like you mentioned, you do so much. You have the
Mhm.
suicide prevention training, and you said you do insurance as well, and then also
Mhm.
sugar plum scrub. So it's like
Mhm.
trying to manage three different things all at once really takes a toll, kind of going back to self-care and mental health. Because
Mhm.
I feel a lot of times we need to know when to just like stop, but it's also you never know what your purpose is in life. Sometimes you're meant to handle multiple tasks and delegate those things accordingly. And then
Mhm.
others, they need to just kind of stick into one lane. But I think for you, being that you have your business and you understand the approaches that you take, it shows a lot of discipline and a lot of awareness. And I just want to commend you for that.
Thank you. That's really kind. And don't get me wrong, like even though these three different things seem so separate and apart, they have places where they link, and I'm always like, wow, you know, I can't let any of them go. And maybe at some point I'll have to really dig in and focus on one. But I do find that I've learned as much as I have because of like that well-rounded kind of approach to working. Um, but yeah, like you say, self-care is important, especially when you decide to take on that much. So I'm
100%.
working on it,
Okay.
trying my best.
And it's
I'm
one
trying my
step at a time.
exactly, literally, literally.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Final question here for the hot seat segment. What is your personal safe room? So what is a safe space? It could be physical, it could be mental, that allows you
Mhm.
to be your authentic self.
So this might sound um this is definitely going to relate really closely with what I do for with Sugar Plum Scrubs, because Sugar Plum Scrubs was how I created kind of self care for myself, or at least allowed myself to create an understanding about it. But I'd say my bathroom. So the bathroom is like that place. That's where you go, where you wash off the day, right? You come out of the bathroom, having showered, or you get beautiful in there, you um, get vulnerable in there. So I'd say the bathroom slash, washroom is the place that is your safe space, or well, my safe space. Um, just because that's where all the magic happens with Sugar Plum Scrubs for sure. And then also um, just the rejuvenation and refreshing of yourself before you go back into the world. It's like that one place you have like ultimate peak privacy and peak luxury, but nobody really has a say in what that looks like for you. You get to decide. So
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
my safe room.
You know what they say, the best ideas come from being in your bathroom, just
Literally. And then you can sing in the shower. You're like the best singer in the bathroom. You're the best like dancer sometimes too. So much stuff can happen in the bathroom. Yeah.
100%. Honestly, I feel like, for a lot of folks, the bathroom is just a place, again, they can just, detox and just remove themselves from the
Exactly.
physical world. Again, it's a long day. You're coming from work. It's just like you're in the bathroom and you're just
Yeah,
washing off all the tiredness. So that way you feel
exactly.
more rejuvenated, you know?
Exactly. 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 Even if you live like, for example, with family, um, when you go home, it's not like you'll get like complete solitude or silence or anything like that. But when you're in the washroom, even for like some of my clients are like new moms or moms and stuff, they're like, yeah, the only seconds I have to myself are when I'm in the washroom. And so being able to make that place a sanctuary for yourself is important, because I think when you leave the washroom, you should be your best self. Or when you finish in the washroom, at least you should feel like your best self. So
100%, 100%.
mm.
I'm seeing the comment section. Literally, my sister is in here. Shout out to my sis. Literally saying I'm definitely Whitney in the bathroom. So
Yep. Yep. When Whitney's my idol, man. Not in all aspects, but I love her. Like I love her. She's just like she's her
definitely.
energy and just her personality. That's who I want to be when when I hit the world and I'm trying to navigate stuff. I want to have that Whitney energy.
Definitely 100%. All right. So that's basically the hot seat
Mhm.
segment right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are coming in right now, you're tuned into Love Bay Radio here. This is the safe room, and we're here with Eshe, the founder of Sugar Plum Scrubs. We just
Yeah.
wrapped up the hot seat segment, so now we're getting into our main question. So, Eshe, we have to know, the people have to know, what is the backstory behind Sugar Plum Scrubs? You did kind of give your answer with the previous question about it started in the bathroom, but go a little bit deeper into that, and like,
Mm.
why do you think it just emphasized the importance of soul care, not self-care, but soul care, in terms of the products that you provide?
Hmm. I would say, hmm. So Sugar Plum Scrub started for a couple different reasons. One of which was I have a lot of allergies and a lot of um like I'm very sensitive to a lot of things. So whether it be food allergies, seasonal allergies, products that I use, very sensitive. My skin's very sensitive. Um, and because of that, I have to be super careful about what I use on my skin for fear of breakouts and eczema and things like that. And I suffer with eczema as well. So, um, you know, I this was Sugar Plum Scrub started before the whole like TikTok skincare kind of craze. And for me, skincare was really limited to what I would find in like Shoppers Drug Mart, because I grew up in Brampton, um, and I didn't really wasn't really familiar with shopping local or trade not trade shows, but like vendor markets or farmers markets as a way of getting products that were natural or organic and so on. So um, because of that, I started kind of learning a little bit more about what was being put into the products that I was buying. And that told me very quickly that I needed to either find products that didn't have all of the toxic ingredients in it, or I would have to make my own. And I just kind of settled for making my own. Um, I'm, and as a Caribbean, or at least I was born here in Canada, as a Caribbean descendant. And of course, by virtue of being a Caribbean descendant of the Caribbean parents, I'm also a descendant of African ancestry. I'm the type who loves the shea butter. I love the black soap. I love the essential oils, tea tree oils. So I just kind of pulled together all of those things and said, okay, I'm going to take care of my skin my way. So that's really how it started. Now, the reason behind the actual lavender in our products was because my mother, she loves to garden. And um, when she would be gardening, I would be helping. And we planted a lavender bush at our home in Brampton. And it was beautiful. It was like really thriving. And I was like, there's so much lavender on this bush. It smells so good. I want to use it for something. At the time, I struggled a lot with like ingrown hair, eczema, and like, skin sensitivities due to like a lot of the fabrics that I was wearing. And so sugar scrubs just ended up being the product that I decided to put lavender into. And so by virtue of exfoliating and moisturizing my skin, I found that I was dealing with a lot of skin concerns and also just feeling really refreshed and rejuvenated and soft. So that's kind of the story behind the product starting. And then of course, when my mother saw that she that I was giving her these nice little fragrant products that didn't necessarily have fragrances in them. She's like, "Oh, I want to share this with my friends." And eventually she coerced me into putting labels on them, ingredients, and then I was selling products. It was just kind of definitely a family thing. My aunt was helpful at one point too, and it's just kind of morphed into this self-care and soul care product. And to answer that question, because you talked about how I emphasize soul care. So again, self-care is more than just a product that you put on your skin, right? It's more than just something that you eat or um, something that you can buy. And so the soul care piece came into play when I decided to host a holiday self-care kind of event in 2023. And I wanted to bring people together who were wellness professionals or who create their own products and that are natural and um, are local as well. And so we all came together and we took care of each other. And I thought, this is nice. Like to have community as part of your self-care is important. And now I have Soul Care Sunday, which is a newsletter, and I ask different wellness professionals and practitioners throughout Ontario for now to, add to the knowledge that our kind of audience is getting. So that newsletter, which is supposed to come out monthly, but comes out more so seasonally, is one way that I kind of emphasize soul care. So we have, a nutritionist coming soon. We have had naturopaths. We've had people who work in various wellness kind of professions. So that was a very long-winded answer, but that's my answer.
Okay, so a couple of things. Number one, that's why it's called a safe room. We give space for people to just talk, share their stories. So if it feels like I'm just being quiet because it's like, oh, I don't like hearing like Eshe talk. No, I'm letting you talk. I'm letting
Yeah.
you get the space because like I'm a talker. I can ramble for like days and for hours. So I know I need to just be like, close your mouth, Shon. Just close your mouth. So don't even worry about it. Second of all, I think you might have literally answered all of the questions I was going to ask in like one go, which is impressive. So it's like you're making my job even harder. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to wing it now just to see how we go. But
No, you
yeah,
asked some really good questions. I'm sure there are ways that I can still answer what you've asked.
I
Don't
mean,
worry.
like,
I'm
it
ready.
is what it is. But yeah, like you mentioned, for a lot of folks, they'll have like complications with their skin. There's certain products that they'll use, and sometimes they'll give a reaction. I know for myself, that's kind of a journey I'm trying to figure out, like my own. I felt like when I grew up, was like, oh, I'll just use Dove, and you're just blindsided thinking like, oh, Dove is like that's the best product to use, like because it's
Mm,
Dove, it's a big brand, it's commercialized. Then you realize, oh wait, this ain't it. So I
yeah,
think,
sometimes,
yeah. And then I feel like what you mentioned for how you got started, it's kind of finding that awareness and taking initiative. And I think that's the importance or an aspect of self-care that I think a lot of people should try to, know more about, taking that
yeah.
awareness and taking that initiative to say, okay, you know what? I don't feel right, whether it's like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case may be. And I want to address that. I feel like for a lot of us, we might say it in our heads, but we won't actually speak it out loud. So because we don't speak it out loud, we just keep it tucked in the deepest like crevice of us. And it's just like, you know what? I'll probably go away. Like I'll be better like the
Yeah,
next day.
yeah.
And then it just grows
Doesn't
and
work like
grows and
that. Yeah,
grows. So
yeah.
I love even the story that you told, how again it ties into how you got started with lavender, the sentimental value there. So like we're probably gonna touch on to that a little bit deeper because again, like you banged out all my questions in one go. So like again, I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. You're making my job easier.
No
It's all
problem.
love. It's all
Anytime,
love. Don't
anytime,
worry. I'm not coming at
anytime.
harsh at you. It's all love. Don't even, like, this is just me. This is just me when I'm on the show. Like I'm like a goofball. But it is what it is. Like people love me for that, so I got nothing to
Exactly.
hide. Anyway, I'm
Exactly.
rambling too much. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on to the next question. So, Eshe, you've put a lot of dedication and time developing your product. So
Mhm.
you did talk about, just the moment where everything came to be, how you started to start development of Sugar Plum Scrubs, but maybe go a little bit more detail into some of, the main products that you sell. How did those processes come to be? Like, what is the time and dedication? Because I can only imagine. I can't just assume that it's just like, oh, I just want to make this and I'm going to experiment. Like, I can only imagine there's a lot of science and things that go into it that probably a lot of people don't know. So, yeah, talk a little bit more about the development of your products. What is the time and dedication you're trying to like take with each product that you're creating?
So there's a there's a few different things that happen in order for the products to become to, I guess, get to market. One of which is the lavender itself. So lavender is a perennial. So that means that it comes back every year. So when you garden, there are certain flowers that you can plant or herbs that you plant that won't necessarily come back. And then there are herbs that you can plant that will come back year after year. Lavender is one of those plants that every year it returns, especially if it's in an environment where the soil is properly, um, the word is not ventilated, is properly, what's the word?
Like, it's enriched, would you say?
Well, yeah, it's let's say it's good soil and it's got good drainage. And then also if, it's got good sunlight and so on. So lavender comes back yearly. Now, throughout the season, that lavender is bound like is quite what's the word I would use? When lavender is at its peak is usually like end of spring through the fall. And I find that I allow the lavender to grow to a point where I'm able to actually harvest some of it while letting it continue to give me more lavender throughout the summer. So by harvesting the lavender, I harvest it, put it into little like brown paper bags, and then I sun dry it. That takes about a couple of days for it to dry. And once I've dried it, I store it in containers throughout the rest of the year. And then I use that to make the products. And so when it comes to getting into the kitchen and making products, I put together, cane sugar, the lavender itself, coconut oils, and then essential oils to create scrubs. And then I also have oils that I make as well that have different essential oils in them. And then we don't necessarily make our own essential oils as yet. That would take a lot more lavender. And so every year I do plant more. We live on a plot of land that's about 2 acres. So I'm able to kind of continue to plant more lavender as the seasons go on, depending on the need. And so, yeah, once I've got the lavender stored, I'm able to then take these different essential oils and I source them from different places based on the types of scents that, because I want that to be consistent. And then I also source the actual oils themselves. So there's the essential oils and then there's the oils. And I source those and I put them together in ways that are exciting in our facial oils and our body oils. So our facial oils and our body oils are made of things like sweet almond oil or aloe vera oil or cucumber seed oil. And then recently I've been liking apricot because I find that has a very moisturizing feel to it too. All of our products, we emphasize hydration and moisturization. So yes, we specialize in scrubs, but our oils kind of just add to that, and our scrubs are also moisturizing as well. And then of course there's the actual process of storing our products. So all of our products are natural products. So I don't use like preservatives or our products themselves. We have to store them in a particular way, specifically in like cool environments or like in order to maintain the freshness, and they last around say 3 to 4 months depending on how they're used. Once they get into your shower, the lifespan does decrease though, because with natural products, once you introduce water, it can cause um, bacterial growth. So we recommend, if you're bringing your products into the shower, we give you a little scoop. You could even sometimes, depending on the size of the product that you purchase, we give you an extra container, so you only bring what you need with you into the shower. I think that answers your question. Did I jump? I don't know if I jumped other stuff.
Okay, guys, I think we have to start giving some encouragement to Eshe and let her know she's not jumping the gun. You're doing fantastic. Okay, don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Whatever I said, if it sounded good, then cool. Cool.
it's just like, all right, did it sound good? All right, perfect. Don't even worry. So I just want to ask a quick follow-up question, just
Mhm.
if this is okay for me to ask. How much are you charging for your like products roughly?
Okay, great question. So it ranges anywhere from around $15 to 55, depending on the size of the product that you purchase. Our body oils range from, I believe, oh my goodness, anywhere from 35 to 45. So when I initially started, I was still in the process of kind of testing out to see what people liked. And so whenever I introduce any products, I offer discounts, especially at trade shows. So if you catch me at a market, you'll get a discount on your products. Um, thanks. How do I pronounce it? Is it Chanel?
Yeah, Chanel.
Is that right? Thanks, Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you come to our markets, you'll get, discounts and stuff because we want you to try it. And then of course, if you oh look, it's Lotus. Hi,
You
Lotus.
know, honestly, before you continue, Eshe, you're probably
Yeah.
the first guest to actually interact with the
Oh,
comment
really?
section. Because usually, like they'll be talking, and like I'll probably jump in. And it's like, okay, let's look at the comment section. So I appreciate the
Yeah.
interaction aspect of things.
How can I miss that? Keep interacting. I'll respond to everything. We can make this a conversation. Makes me feel less nervous. Okay, what were you asking? You asked a question about what? See, I forgot. What did you
The
ask
price,
me?
the prices.
The pricing. Yeah. So,
I'll probably continue on because like the reason why I
mm,
asked is I feel like the amount of components that you mentioned in terms of like some of the
mhm,
stuff you'll do with the product, I'm like, you should charge us for low-key $200. I mean, I'm not trying to be like your salesperson, but I feel like that is high value. Like it's a lot
mm.
of high value that you put into it, which
Yeah, it does
again,
take a lot of effort. It does take a lot of
yeah.
effort. And of course, um, with time as I learn, of course, there's so much to add as well. And so, yeah, the prices are definitely more expensive than your traditional body scrub. Like if you'll find a lot of people might sell scrubs for say $13, $15. I can't afford to do that, but I don't find that people have an issue with my prices because they actually like the quality and I like making them. I make sure I charge enough to be able to continue to make them. And I've been here for 5 years. So yeah, I'm happy. My customers are happy. So yippee for that.
Yeah. I totally get it. I totally get it. Again, for people who are just coming in, you're tuning into the safe room here on Love Bay Radio. We're here with Eshe, the
Ow, ow,
founder of
ow,
Sugar
ow.
Plum Scrubs. All
Oh,
right.
apparently Love Bay Radio is 5 years old today also.
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
wow,
we got to
yeah.
give a shout out to that. 5 years of
Mhm,
Love Bay Radio. I'm happy to be part of the Love Bay Radio family. Joined
mhm.
in last year, so big up to Love Bay for 5 years
Ow, ow,
and for
ow,
5 more years to come and more to come and more to come. So we got to have a celebration. I feel like there needs to be a celebration for that, like an actual
yeah,
in person. So TYB, I know you're somewhere behind the screen. Like make it happen. Let's make it happen, okay?
and just make sure to invite me because I love to party too. So
You
hello.
could be a vendor. Who knows? You could be selling your products. We can set up a little partnership through here.
Okay. 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 I'm already signed up. I'll see you there.
All
That's
right, sounds good. Okay, going into my next question. So the last conversation we had was actually back at the Black Friday conference last year. I
mhm.
remember we did like a little mini interview. Again, you talked about lavender a lot based on like the products you give, and again the oils and stuff like that. I was gonna ask the sentimental value, but you answered that, so I'm gonna hit a little curveball on your end. Is there any other perennials or plants that you've thought about using to create different products or new products for Sugar Plum Scrubs?
That is also a good question. So we don't only use lavender. So some of the herbs that are used in our products. And keeping in mind, we also do custom products for people too. We use lemongrass, we use uh, rose hips, we use chamomile. I use peppermint. So I grow peppermint on my property as well. And then rosemary. And I grow I've grown sage as well. So like a lot of different herbs can be used and can be grown. And so I like to just, if I go to different summer markets, sometimes I'll make brand new stuff and let people try things. So I've done like grapefruit and rose. I've done all different types of kind of scents to get a sense of what people like. But yeah, when it comes to herbs, I think my affinity for like different herbal blends really comes from the Jamaican side of me because in Jamaica you're always making your herbal teas and you got your Sirisi tea and your peppermint tea and everything's supposed to heal you. So I figured if it's healing me on the inside and our skin is like our largest organ, then why shouldn't I put it on my skin too? So
Yes.
that's my kind of
I feel you. I feel you. Honestly, that's really good. I can only imagine what your garden looks like in person. I feel like I have to make the trip
yeah,
to Glencoe. I
yeah,
might have to come
yeah.
up there. Like,
Feel
what do I gotta
free.
do?
Feel free. I'm far, so
Hey,
take a trek. It's
listen.
worth it. I've got extra rooms. And you can camp outside too, technically. Bring your tent. Yeah.
Okay, I like
Mhm.
that because,
I
like, I
see
gotta.
there's a question here from Bernice. Are my products in Europe? They may not be based in Europe right now, but I can definitely send them to Europe. So we ship everywhere. I'll find a
Mm,
way. You will get that product.
international.
You will get
we
that product. If I have
we
to bring
love
it to
to
you
see
myself.
that. We love to see that. That's good to hear.
Mhm.
And another follow-up question. So again, you say that you focus a lot on the body oils, the
Mhm.
body scrubs and stuff like that. Have you experimented in other stuff, like maybe something else? Again, it was an idea, but you tried it once, it just didn't hit, or maybe you thought, you know what, it's not the right time to create this particular product that could help someone when it comes to like their skincare.
Well, um, initially I wanted to make all the products, but then I realized very quickly that just even making one product is a lot of work. So then instead of, you know, making everything and trying to be everything for everyone, I decided to reach out to different women who also make products using the same kind of cultural ethos or brand, um, like who have the same values around non-toxic essential oils, etc., and getting them to make products and sell products. So we have a shea butter vendor that offers shea butter on my site, and then I'm working on getting like soaps and stuff like that. I've experimented with other products, but I just sometimes you find what you're good at and you just need to stick to that because once you start trying to do all these types of things, I have a bunch of stuff in my little, I call it my sugar plum factory downstairs. I have all these different things that I wanted to try to make, but I just, it's too much all at once and trying to remember how to do things and having all the tools makes for a lot going on. So if you yourself sell non-toxic skincare products and you'd love to feature your products on my website so people can come to the site and see um, other bath care products, I'm totally open to collaborating.
Yeah, and I love, that little aspect of like using the business side of things where it's like, you know what, I don't sell this or I don't offer this product or this service, but it doesn't mean that if someone comes to me and they ask about it, that I have to kind of lead them on red. It's like, well, I'm working with this person or I'm partnered with this person and they have exactly what you need. So it's
Yeah,
putting them
yeah,
in the right direction. So I like how you have that set up where it's not just like, oh, well, we don't have soap, and then the person leaves feeling, well, dang, I ain't got no soap. Where do I go next? It's like, well, we don't sell soap, but I know someone who does that
exactly,
have the stuff that you're
exactly,
looking for, and I think it's important
exactly.
to just not gatekeep.
Exactly. And so whenever people do ask, like for example, I go to a lot of trade shows and vendor markets. And so I come across other skincare brands who sell different products than I do. And something that I know for certain is if someone comes to me and they're asking me for soap, I know where to send them. And if they're asking for shea butter, I know where to send them too. And so even if they're not necessarily on my site, that doesn't stop me from sending a link for sharing another person's business, but it's really not taking anything away from me. It just shows that, as a community, we ought to support one another. And that's just one of the ways that I'm able to do that. Hashtag no gatekeeping.
Yes, hashtag no
Yeah.
gatekeeping. I'm seeing another question from TYB that he put. It said,
Mhm.
"Why Sugar Plum Scrubs?" Nice name, no. And this is coming
Mhm.
from Bob's from
This is a
Alabama.
very good question. This is a
I
very,
don't know
very
why
good
I
question.
didn't ask that. Are
This
you
is
are
a
you trying to
very
steal
good
my
question.
job? Or like I should have. No, I'm joking. Don't
So
worry.
yes, thank you for the compliment. I absolutely love the name too. So there's this song. I don't know if you've heard it, Sean. And it goes, there's a brown girl in the rain.
Uh,
Sha-na-na-na. Like, you know it? Have you ever heard
yeah,
it?
of course, of
You heard it.
course.
Okay, right? And and it's like
Oh, I
this.
know it. Oh, you know what? Say less. I know
Yes.
exactly why you're talking.
Okay. And then there's a part in the song where she goes, she looks like a sugar in a plum, plum, plum. Anyway, I don't remember all the words. I literally just listened to it the other day. And that's the song. Like when it hit me, I was like, yes. And plum is like lavender. Well, plum is purple and lavender is purplish blue. So it
It's like
came from that.
purple.
Especially since, the peppermint that are in the products and the tea tree and all those things just remind me so much of Jamaica, just generally in the sense, these herbal scents um, come from that. And like my exposure to those scents comes from the fact that I'm from the Caribbean. That song just clicked, and that's the vibe that our brand kind of hopes to emulate. That fun, loving, tropical, relaxed vibe from the song. So that's where it's from. And you can definitely go YouTube it. What's it called? Brown Girl in the Rain, I think.
Honestly, I don't. I know what you're
I don't
talking
know the
about. I
song.
don't
Yeah,
know the name of it, which like
it's a bop.
is crazy. I love
Mhm,
that. That might be the best answer to anyone saying
mhm.
this is the name of my business and this is how
Yeah,
I got. Like for me,
yeah.
it was like my story is like much. It's much boring. It's just like I was stuck for a week thinking of a name, and I thought, I don't know, the safe room, cool. But then I thought, oh wait, the safe room kind of sounds familiar to the
Mhm.
shade room. So I'm like, ooh, I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
a
yeah,
little.
yeah. Okay, okay,
I'm like, I
okay,
hope I don't
okay.
get in trouble, like copyright infringement or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. No, but that's a good call though, because people are gonna wonder, okay, what does it mean? What's safe room? Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, it's good. It's a good name.
I
It's a good name.
appreciate it. I
Like,
do
where can
appreciate
I find this room? That's what I would Google. Where's the safer room? It's dangerous
hmm
out here. Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay,
Mm,
so your products have helped so much people, especially
mm,
teaching them to take a moment for themselves. So,
mhm.
what satisfaction or even gratitude do you obtain when customers come to you and they echo just how much they enjoy using your product and how much it's helped them with skincare, but also self care as a whole?
Another great question. So I when an order comes in, I'm super excited, right? Because it's like, oh my God, somebody wants to try my products. If I haven't seen their name before, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I hope they love this as much as I do. And so then making the products, there's definitely that feeling of, wow, I started this business and people are buying this thing. Like, you don't, when you think of a business idea, you have one particular energy. When you're actually in it and like you've put your sweat and your tears, not into the products, but you put your sweat and your tears into building the brand and the business, and then you see that people actually are supporting you. There's like you know, I don't know how to explain it, but like if there was a sunshine, it would be in my heart. And then of course when I sell those products to people, there have been times where because at my markets, I usually have a station where people can try them before they buy. And people, there's like that moment where people use the product and then you can see the light bulbs in their head go off as to all the ways that they'll use it. And they usually keep those things to themselves. But they go home with their products and I know that they're excited to use it. So that's also another great moment, I'd say. And then there's the time where I go back to a trade show that I might have done the year before. And people will come around and be like, oh, I got your products last year. Mine are done. I need another one. Or I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you're here again. Usually people just, they have a business and then they disappear. So there's that good feeling too. So um, obviously I'm not perfect and my products aren't going to be for everybody, but for the people who do really enjoy it, I'm very much grateful, because there have definitely been times where I've been making product and just thinking to myself, who's going to buy this? I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then it gets bought. And that's because, not only is my community super supportive, whether it be from my family or people within the community when I go to events, but also people who have no idea who I am, but who are willing to walk over and have a conversation. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I think for any business owner, entrepreneur, you made it where you could walk into a room and then people are like pointing, like, "Oh yeah, that's Eshe. Like she's the founder of Sugar Plum Scrubs. You should go check her
Usually
out."
what I usually get is, you're the Scrubs girl. Like you're the, and yeah, that has a certain ring to it, because but
Hmm.
yeah.
Like that should be the nickname or the moniker you go under, like Eshe, or AKA the Scrub Girl, or
But you see, the problem with that is there's that song, right? Is it Destiny's Child? I don't want no scrubs.
Oh,
Yeah,
TLC, yeah,
TLC.
TLC. I don't
Sorry,
want no scrub.
don't. Okay, yeah, I don't want. So I can't do that. But maybe like Sugar Plum I'll stick to for now. But yeah,
I
yeah.
feel you. I
People
feel
want our
you.
scrubs, but not in the way that TLC talks about it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and Chanel's saying currently eyeballing the coconut and vanilla body butter.
Get you one, knock yourself out. And then also, when you get our body butters, I find our vendor actually sends out little mini samples of the other stuff. Not everything, but you might get a little sample of something if you order.
Yeah. I always tell my sister, listen, if you go out and you see like stuff like this, like you would see the people I know, and like you would know
Exactly.
I have
Exactly.
connections. I know people that know people. So
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, yep.
okay,
Definitely.
okay. Yep. Ooh la la. I feel like Chanel might be making a purchase right after this episode or this conversation. I can already see like her
Okay.
phone's right there. She's like, all right, so that was the all right, cool. All right. Tap,
Yep.
we're
Mm-hmm.
okay. So again, for people who are tuning in, if you've been here since the beginning, I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. If you're coming in right now, this is the safe room here on Love Bay Radio. 5 years, the celebration, man. I just say on that end. And we're here with Eshe, the founder of Sugar Plum Scrubs. Eshe, I got a couple more questions, and I want to get into our role play scenario for the interview. One final question, actually. What are you thinking in terms of like the future of Sugar Plum Scrubs? Like, what path do you see? Are you trying to take it international? Are you thinking to like brand out even bigger? Like, what's the goal that you want to achieve with Sugar Plum Scrubs in the future?
That is a great question. So, as someone who just was doting on the importance of goal setting, I'm not going to pretend like it's something that I've been very good at. And so this year has been I've spent some time really sitting down and saying, okay, what do I want to do, and how do I want this to go? Because there's so many different ways that a business can grow, in not only in different the products themselves that they sell, and then also, like you said, do you want to go international? Do you want to do this? So my answer to that would be, I definitely see this business growing to a point where we have a collection of wellness professionals and then wellness providers in terms of products and services that people can come to my website or come to our social media and gather valuable information and insight on how to become the better version of themselves. Um, and yeah, we're a body scrub company. We're all about detoxing, refreshing, reinvigorating. And so I do want people to feel that way when they interact with our products and with our brand. And so that is the goal in terms of painting a picture of what I hope to accomplish. Sugar Plum Scrubs is international. I've got people all over the world who have tried my products, whether it be Bermuda, whether it be Tanzania. And so it's just a matter of pulling together a team, pulling together more resources to be able to grow beyond the current products that I sell, and then also um, the be able to provide services. So in essence, what I'm saying, without being too specific, because I am still in a place where I'm deciding exactly what, say, my vision is for the business in the future. We're trying to structure the best possible way to be $1 billion business that also makes $1 million community members in my community. So however I can pull in the resources to not only enrich the community, but enrich them with actual dollars that they can then use for um, building their own businesses. See, that's the ultimate goal. How I do it doesn't matter, but that it gets done, that's what matters.
I absolutely love that. That sentence of building a $1 billion business, but also having $1 million community members. Just,
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we should just wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out. It's been no, like for real. That is a strong sentence right there. So I mean,
Mhm.
even if there's ways I can support, like
Of
I don't know.
course, of course. You're already in there. Like it's just a matter of putting things together. Like we're all kind of come out of this with millions and millions and millions of wealth and wellness and good things. So
I love that. I love that. Okay, well, I want to get into our role play scenario. So
okay.
let's just pretend I'm just someone coming up. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like this is not Shon
Mhm.
Williams. This is a completely different person. No relation.
Yeah, okay.
No
Okay.
relation.
Okay.
I kind of want to
So
just
you're
lay
Idris
down.
Elba. Got it. Okay, continue.
Hey, hey, guys. She said it. She said it. I did not say it. I'm Idris Elba. It's locked in. Okay. All right. I may not look like him. He's much more like he's darker skinned than me. He's got more money than me, everything like that. But hey, one thing we can both do, we can act. We can both act. So I'm Idris Elba. She said it. I ain't taking that back. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of a role play. Just pretend I'm asking you a little bit more about your business. Actually, we'll just go into it. We'll just see what happens.
Okay, I'm okay. This is
All
gonna
right.
be
Don't worry, it's nothing too crazy. All right.
okay.
Hey, Eshe. So I'm Idris Elba. You probably don't know me.
Mhm,
Big
mhm,
celebrity, but nothing big. But
mhm,
I was scrolling through my IG and I saw an
mhm,
ad of yours for Sugar Plum Scrubs, and I thought to myself, you
mhm,
know what? I'm getting ready for this movie with Dwayne the Rock Johnson a couple of months from now, and
mhm,
I need to make sure my skin is exfoliated. I feel like I've been having a lot of issues lately with my skin. Some of the products I've been using just
mhm.
haven't been reacting very well. And I see that you use a lot of natural base, components for your product. So maybe you could tell me a little bit more about what you do. What are some of the specific products you use? So maybe these could be good uses for me. Because again, this face needs to look good on camera, right? And not to put too much pressure on you, but this face needs to look perfect. But yeah, tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Okay, so first of all, Idris, um, you look beautiful the way you are. So let's start there. But great choice to come to Sugar Plum Scrubs for your exfoliation needs. First, I would say I would recommend that you start off and use one of our body scrubs for your body because sorry, this is silly. Because with a body like yours, you have to make sure, of course, that your skin is glowing and that you're getting rid of the dead skin, the flaky skin. We came off of a cold winter, for example, and now's the time to get rid of all of that. Also, we have facial scrubs, and those facial scrubs are made with finer cane sugar. So it's kind of like a powder. And so you can use that to exfoliate your face. I find that the men really enjoy that, especially when they shave the beard area, to be able to exfoliate and moisturize. Also, Idris, when you're shaving your beard or you're shaving or once you've gotten your lineup, our facial scrubs are really great for getting rid of the ingrowns and making sure that your hair doesn't grow back into the skin. Um, once you've kind of cut so low to the scalp. And then there's no need to lotion after using our products. And lotions have all these chemicals in them. So I would say grab yourself a body scrub, use it in the shower. After you've soaped up and you've rinsed off and you're all, you got the steam in the shower, get that scrub together, rub yourself down and rinse off. Now, if you'd really like to heighten the experience, get someone to give you a scrub massage in the shower for you. That's also a great way to use the products. And if you're looking for something for your hair and for skin when you're not in the shower, our body oils are the way to go, because while they are called body oils, they can be used all over because none of the oils in it are comedogenic, which means you can use them on your face, you can use them on your skin, and it won't clog your pores. And it's really great in the hair because our body oils are made with cucumber seed oil and avocado oil, which are very moisturizing, but not too dense, and they won't leave a bunch of product buildup. So in essence, anything you use from Sugar Plum Scrubs will do you justice. But of course, Idris, you're perfect the way you are. So anything we give you is just going to elevate what you already got.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
No
What would I
problem.
say if, I'm so amazed on what you said that
Mm,
I would like to buy like a whole package of your
mm,
product, because I think this would be good for me. And you seem like a very sweet young lady. Maybe we could do a little bit of I guess a little bit of collaboration. I have no problem doing some promotion for my movie, kind of let people know how do I try to stay fresh and get ready when I'm on acting, when I'm on scene and everything like that. I could shout you out, give some love to you, because I can see you put in a lot of hard work in what you do,
mhm,
and I respect that. I definitely want to show some love to women like yourself, beautiful Black women like yourself, doing some amazing work. So yeah, I will take a whole package of all your products, all the recommendations you give. You can send that. My PR team will probably pick that up and drop that over to me. So I'll
yeah.
take it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm glad you actually mentioned that because Sugar Plum Scrubs is looking for brand ambassadors right now too. So, of course, send us a message even on Instagram if anybody who's watching or listening to us would like to be a part of that. Because right now I'm in the process kind of building out a structure to work with people to be able to share Sugar Plum Scrubs if it's something that they themselves enjoy as well. And if Idris offered to buy my products and sell them on his show, as you have, Idris, I would say absolutely. I'd love to do that. And you've actually reminded me, I probably should offer an item where you can bundle everything. I haven't done that yet. So that's in progress.
Well, there
Lots
you
of things in
go.
progress.
I just gave
Yeah.
you a brilliant idea, young lady. I
Mhm,
just gave you a
mhm.
brilliant idea.
I'll have
That's
to
what I
name it
do.
after you somehow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we can work out the details of that. And I
Mhm, mhm,
promised, I won't take all your royalties. Like it's okay,
mm,
it's all good.
mm, mm,
But
mm,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Miss
mm.
Simba. I appreciate your time, and I'll definitely get back to you with all the details. And yeah, we can set something up.
Mhm, mhm. Sounds great. Sounds great. All right, cut the
Perfect.
chat. Cut the
All
chat.
right, Seed. Yeah, guys. Again, I really appreciate you kind of label me as Idris Elba. Like I would have came up with a random name on the spot, but the fact you gave me, it's like that's probably the biggest compliment I'm probably gonna get ever,
Mhm,
honestly. So
mhm. I noticed you even deepened your voice to kind of fall into character. So good, good,
I
good. That was
promise
good
you,
too.
I wasn't even trying to. Like this is just how I be
I know.
speaking
I'm
all
just
the
kidding.
time. So it's like it doesn't sound like I can't speak in a British accent. So I couldn't go to that
Mhm,
level yet. But I mean,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm. It was well
Yeah,
done. You did great. You did great.
you
You did
so,
great.
so
This
so
was
did
your
you.
idea. So I had to put you back in the hot seat since I was in the hot seat myself.
Okay, so you're
Mhm,
playing fire with fire. Oh, you see, guys,
mhm,
you trying to be
mhm,
slick. You're trying to be slick. All right, I see
mhm,
what you're doing. Okay. Anyway, we have one more thing we have to do.
mhm.
Wait, hold on. Did Chanel just say that she knows Idris personally?
She did say that. So Chanel, I'm gonna need you to get in touch with me because apparently Idris wants to buy some stuff, and make the connect.
Yeah,
Make the,
yeah.
we've manifested something here, so let's
Mm-hmm.
continue.
All right, I'm just gonna go past that comment. Sometimes Chanel be saying stuff. She be saying stuff. It's all love. It's all love. Okay. I have
Mhm.
one more activity. This is a more fun
Mhm.
activity. Now,
Mhm.
y'all know me. When we get to this portion of the interview, everyone's like, all right, Sean, what do you have this week? Because I be doing all this on the fly. And just like I did today, I literally came up with this like 30 minutes before we went live because I thought, why not? We're balling right now. We're balling on free time. So this, I will be honest, this is not original. This is a game that I kind of stole from some YouTubers I watch it, but it's a very interesting game. So
Mhm.
I think they call it Rondo. So basically, the premise of this game is that I'm gonna ask you a set of questions, and you have to answer them. Just get the
Mhm.
correct answer. But basically, each answer, if this makes sense, the first letter of each answer eventually spell a particular word.
Mhm.
If that kind of makes sense. So I'll give you this. The word that we have today is lavender. So
Okay.
with each letter in the word lavender is like one answer to a
Okay.
question,
Got
basically.
it.
Yes. So it sounds simple, but the added element, and I'm gonna leave it out for this time because again, it's the first time we're doing this, and I don't want to butcher
Mhm.
it. The added element is that there is a time limit. So basically, you will be
Okay.
timed. So
Okay.
because if it was just like me asking you the question, it's like okay, I could think about it, but try answering like all those questions in like
Quickly.
60 seconds or 30 seconds,
Got it.
you would be
Got it.
freaking out.
Okay.
So I'm sparing you, actually. I'm sparing you. I'm not gonna do a time limit. We're just gonna answer them as it is. But for those listening, you'll catch on. You'll catch on like once we get into it. All right. So are you ready?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with the first question. And again, the answer for this is gonna start with an L, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wrote
All right.
down lavender, so I
Okay.
was
So
putting
she's
down
already like, all
yeah,
right, I got the game
yeah.
plan. Let's go. Okay. And honestly, I'm gonna throw you a lob with this one because again, we have to
Okay, go ahead.
ease into it. So what is
Mm.
the name of the purple plant known for helping people relax and sleep better?
Lavender.
Yes, yes. I had to throw a freebie, like a free pass.
Yes, thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. All right. Now, this one might be a little bit trickier. Who knows? Who knows? All
Mhm.
right. So now we're going to the next one, and we're at A. Okay. What is the word for a sweet smell that comes from things like flowers and perfume?
Aroma.
Okay, 2 for 2. 2 for 2.
Mhm,
Actually, it's like,
mhm,
I am
mhm.
not about to lose, all right? I'm going perfect.
I'm ready. I told
I
you. I'm
I
ready.
love
I'm
it.
competitive, so let's go.
Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. So,
Mhm.
we're on V now. What color is lavender most known for?
Violet?
Yes, it's violet. I mean, I know we talk
Okay.
about purple, but like purple, violet,
Violet. Yeah,
we're
yeah,
playing
okay.
along with the ropes of the games, ladies and gentlemen. So if
Mhm,
you feel like
mhm.
it's purple, Sean, actually, listen, this is my game,
Violet
okay?
works. Violet works. You
You
just
heard
left
it.
the
See,
eye.
see, that's the second. That's as she said it.
Okay,
Okay, so if
yeah,
y'all
it
saying it's
works.
purple, she said violet works. Okay, so don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. All right, E. Let's go down to E. What part
E.
of the lavender plant grows out from the stem and is usually purple? Remember, the answer starts with an E.
This is a good game. So let me just
Oh,
say that.
we got her,
I'm
ladies
gonna
and
say
gentlemen. We got her.
and I say bud, but like it's an I don't know. You
So
lost me.
it's not bud. It's technically like the term is like the ear, like the ear.
Oh, I was never gonna get that. Next. No.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I
all
go
right.
again. I never said I was in horticulture. Like yeah, continue.
Yeah,
Next.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You still got a couple more to go. Let's see if
You
you can
taught
end
me
off strong.
something today, so
Okay, okay. So now we're at N. What is the
mhm.
name of a place where you can buy plants, flowers, and gardening tools?
Nursery?
It is
No.
nursery. Yeah, yes,
Really?
yes, it
Okay,
is.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah,
There we go.
Okay.
All right. You're bouncing back. Okay.
This is a good game. This is good. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do this again, and
And
we're
like
gonna
I
get
said, guys,
100%.
again, we're not doing time. So imagine if like Eshe had to answer this in like 60 seconds. There's a lot of pressure.
So far, I would have won. Let's just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Let's
under
let the
6 seconds
game's
per
not
answer.
over yet, Eshe.
Okay,
Okay. You
okay,
don't have to
okay,
get so
okay,
cocky.
okay. Period. I like that. Yes.
All
Yes.
right. D. Let's
Mhm.
go to the next one. What word means not wet? Something lavender plants like in their soil.
Wait, what word means not dry?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of pondered that one for a bit. It's just like,
Because you put the two together. I knew what word means not wet, but when you said
I
directly
thought
next
I
to
could
us,
like get her confused,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, no, that was a good one. Yeah, but dry.
Okay. All right. So E. What do you call something you take out of a plant to use in oils or perfumes?
It's essential oils, like wait,
Mm-mm.
essence, essence.
No. Nope.
No. Oh,
No.
wait.
You want to keep guessing?
Give me wait just 1 second. So, what kind of
It's like, what do you call something you
you
take
take?
out of a plant to use in oils or perfumes? I'll give you a
Wait,
hint. I'll
no.
give
Oh,
you a hint.
yes. Give me a hint. Give me a hint.
It has to do with an action.
Hmm. Hmm. You got me beat. You take it out of a plant to make oils.
Yeah, what do you call something you take out of a plant to use in oils or perfumes? And if the hint, it has to do with an action. Guys, I think we broke Eshe's brain.
No.
So the answer I was looking for is extract. You extract.
Oh, that okay, yeah, you got me. You got me. No, because somebody is watching what was plotting on me to lose, and that's why I didn't get that one. But it's okay.
Okay. See, everyone's making excuses now. Just like, oh, Sean. Like, no, it's all good. It's all
I
good.
should have guessed that. I should have guessed that.
Okay.
That one should
Final
have
one.
been that should
Final
have
one.
been
Let's
mine.
see. Get end
Okay.
off strong with the final one. So for
Mhm.
R, what's the name of the small part of the plant that smells really good and is often used in essential oils?
Damn, this is sad. It's the name of the plant that smells really good and is often used in essential oils.
Yeah, small part of the plant. I will emphasize. What is the name of the small parts of the plant that smells really good and is often used in essential oils?
You have me got. I am just either I'm overthinking it.
Just throw. You don't throw out an answer. Whatever you're thinking, just throw it out. Remember, it starts with an R. But
No,
whatever you're thinking, just throw it out.
no, no, I got
No.
nothing. Right. I'm thinking. I don't know. I do
You
not
had
know.
something on the tip of your tongue. You were about to say it, and you kind of stopped. What would?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should
Okay.
have studied lavender before I came on here. I didn't think to do that.
So I was looking for the answer. Root.
No. What? No. I don't use the lavender root. It doesn't smell good. I have never pulled the lavender out. No.
Mm.
No. Try again.
It's like we're not
No.
taking
That
that.
doesn't count. That doesn't count. I don't use no lavender root. What are you talking about? You're
It's like
trying to trick me.
I'm
Change
not
the
trying to
question.
trigger.
Ask me
I
another one.
changed
Ask
the
me another
question.
one.
This
That
is the
doesn't count.
first time I'm being I'm being defined for the game.
No,
That
you're
shit.
making me want to ask ChatGPT if anybody uses the roots in anything. No, the root grows the plant.
I said
No,
the small
no.
part of the plant.
Yeah, someone fact checked Idris, please, please, because no, no, no.
I said the
You
small
just
part
did
of the
that so
plant.
you could trick me. You tried to trick me.
This was all planned ahead of time, Eshe. This was all
Mm-mm,
planned.
mm-mm. No, no, I don't know where you got that answer, but did you get it from
Well,
ChatGPT?
I won't even
Because
lie. I chat
sometimes
GPT
ChatGPT be
everything.
wrong.
I did chat GPT everything because again, it's the first time I'm doing this. But I mean,
ChatGPT makes mistakes.
I made sure to like listen. I've been studying AI recently, and I know all the techniques of like, hey, listen, don't do this, fact
Okay,
check.
you
So
did a
I made
good prompt.
sure I did my due diligence. But listen,
No,
regardless,
Lotus is laughing at you. Lotus, I mean, you were
she's
wrong.
laughing at both of us. She's laughing at both of us. Okay. Listen, regardless, you
I'm
did a
just
great
playing with
job.
you.
Because I will be
Thanks.
honest, if this was anyone else,
You
they
made it
would have
extra
freaked out.
difficult for me. Also,
Yeah, like
can we all I didn't even know we were gonna do this. If you told me this was gonna be a quiz on lavender, I would have done my research. I deem this research inconclusive. I agree.
yo,
I agree.
someone get Chanel at the chat, okay? Just like let's just can we boot her out or
This is
something?
what
Like,
happens when you have a sister. This is what happens when you have a sister.
it's I mean, no, this
As an older sister, I second all things Chanel does. Yes.
I mean, it's one thing to have a sister, but to have a twin sister is just it's even more like
That's next level. That's next level. So
no no it's all
I'm not
love.
gonna get in between all of that.
No,
You both
it's
deal with
all
that.
love. It's always all love. But listen, regardless, you did a great
Mm,
job. Because again, if this was anyone
thanks.
else, they
I
would have
tried.
freaked out. They would have freaked out and they're like, "Nah, Sean, just tell me everything." So you did good. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. You did fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
As
Well,
did you. As did you.
I
As did you. It was
appreciate
a
that. I
good game. I
appreciate.
like the game. I like the game. I just don't like losing. You know what I mean?
I get
Um,
it. I totally get it. You want to be competitive. You want to win. If you don't want to win in life, then like, what are we doing?
yes, Jay, it's a pedal. It's not no root.
Well,
Thank
listen,
you.
we're going by the
Thank you.
game. It's Rondo. It was started with an R. Okay, so even if it was a different answer, I was looking for R. Like you, I
So
explained everything.
just to say this to everyone who's watching or listening, Sean went into ChatGPT and asked what starts with R that smells good on a lavender plant.
I,
That's
I
what
will.
he
I
that's what
will
he
literally
said.
share the prompt with you afterwards and show you what I did. I promise you, I didn't try to BS you. I didn't try to like
No,
scam you.
I
But
know, I
listen, it's
know.
all
I
good.
know, it's just funny.
Y'all want to complain? Cool. I want y'all to come on and let me do the exact same thing to you. And when y'all start folding, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to
I
hear
tried my
no talk.
best. I tried my best. I did what I could do. After this, what I will do is pull out some lavender root and see what's going in under there, and yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
All right. Well, that's all the questions and everything I have for today. Eshe, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank you for
safe
having
room.
me.
You have been a fantastic guest. Like this is
This
probably
was
one of my
fun.
most entertaining episodes in a while. Like in a
Yeah,
while. You had
yeah.
great
I mean,
energy.
you had Idris Elba on the show. Like, who could really compete with
Yeah, we
that?
had a special, like a huge guest appearance. So I mean, I don't know where
Hmm.
he's gone now. I mean, like I heard he did amazing in the role play, but now it's like,
It's expensive to have someone like Idris on your show. You can only have him for so long, you know?
yeah, very, very true. Anyway, tell people where they could find you, where they can follow you on social media, where they can get in contact for Sugar Plum Scrubs.
Okay. So you can find Sugar Plum Scrubs on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all the things at Sugar Plum Scrubs, quite literally. And our website is sugarplumscrubs.ca. If you'd like to send me an email, it's support@sugarplumscrubs.ca. And just DM me because it's me doing all the social media stuff right now. And yeah,
All
hopefully
right.
you try it. Let me know what
Ye-
you think. And then subscribe to Soul Care Sunday too, our newsletter. You can do that on our website.
Yes, 100%. Again, thank you so much, Eshe. Thank you to everyone listening here on Love Bay Radio to the Safe Room. You can follow me at the Safe Room Official on Instagram or the President of TO on Instagram. Check out all the previous conversations we've done for the Safe Room on Love Bay. We have a playlist on YouTube, so go check us out from there.
Mhm.
Also, go check out all my episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I gotta get back to editing and putting all those previous conversations up on there. So, like, I promise you, like, I have to go and check. I have not released an episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts since 2023, so I am
Oh,
behind.
wow.
I need to get back into the lab and get back to that. But they will be coming up very, very soon. But again, thank you to everyone tuning in and make sure you're tuning in next time to your favorite favorite show here on Love Bay Radio. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Sean. Bye.